Well, good morning, YouTube. And welcome back to the Halstead Homestead channel. And by the way, it is not morning at all. It's like 5 o'clock in the evening, and I'm just trying to get a few things done before the sun goes down. Now, what you see right here behind me is our fire pit. This is where we throw all kinds of stuff to burn, whether it's our tree limbs or other odds and ends. And you can see there's a lot of metal in here. That's because sometimes we burn things to manage our trash that are both metal and wood together to get rid of the wood, and then we scrap all the metal. And it's been a long time since we've pulled the metal scrap out. And we've even got a few things here that aren't fully burnt all the way. So I'm gonna pick through this, throw it all in the trailer and get it out of here. And I'm doing this because I really want to clean up the driveway a little bit more, and I've got a lot of down trees and stuff along the driveway, but I need to have a place to put them to burn them, and I don't want to just throw them on top of all this metal. So that is today's project. So I grabbed the old faithful tractor that I missed while I was gone in Daytona, and Mike had it. He brought it back last weekend, and this is the first chance I've really got to use it since. So I used the tractor to bring the trailer over, and that proved to be more difficult than I thought. I've hooked the trailer with the little horn that's on top of the bucket before and moved it, but usually I had Zach or somebody here with me to kind of guide me in and pick it up. The problem I had this time is from the operator station, I cannot see the front of this bucket when it was tilted down, so I had to get out and check a couple times, but I finally got it, raised it up, and drove it over here. The sad thing is, along the process, I had my coffee cup sitting on the tractor, and it fell off, and I ran it over. Absolutely destroyed my favorite coffee cup. And well, no sense in crying over spilt coffee. Just ironically that I'm out here picking up scrap metal. My coffee cup is now pick up scrap metal, so on the trailer it goes. All right, guys, about half an hour later, and luckily Zach came out to join me, and we've made one heck of a dent in this pile. I did not realize how much metal was in our burn pile, guys. Look at this trailer. We've practically filled the trailer. I mean, not quite, but there's still a lot in here that we can't get to. So even though we got all the big stuff, there is going to be little small pieces of springs and stuff all through this, and we're never going to get it all. But we're just going to get the bulk of it. And then once I get the trailer out of here, probably use the tractor to just kind of pile some of the stuff back in, get it more centralized. All right, so once I got the trailer out of the way, I just used the tractor to scoop everything up into a bigger pile. So hopefully we can try to get some of this to burn down as well, and then we'll clean some of this area up a little bit better. I should have thought to give Zach the phone while I was doing it, and I didn't. I would have done a little better, but I got the tractor stuck over there, had to use the bucket to push it out. It's just so sloppy over there. All right, a little bit of diesel for starter, and we've got it lit. Unfortunately, we did get a lot of dirt mixed in with it. We scooped it in, so I don't know how much of this will actually burn down, but the more the better. Well, we're having a little bit of trouble getting it to stay lit, so a few old patio furniture cushions that we no longer needed helps out a little bit. And of course, all the framework will go in the trailer to the scrapyard. Well, now that all the cushions have burned away, we're left with a pretty darn good fire. It's been burning good and strong for a good half hour, 45 minutes now. Well, last night we sat out here for a couple of hours and just watched it burn. And then once we felt it was comfortable, we went inside for the night. And today it is still burning. Now it's about 12:30 in the afternoon now. And my plan was to scoop some of this back towards the middle, get some more of these old landscape ties to burn, and then go start working on the driveway. But the weather is absolutely beautiful at the moment. And Zach and I decided we're going to go for a motorcycle ride first. Not just because it's a beautiful day, but we've also got an ulterior motive, someplace we're going to research, we're going to scout out, we're going to do some R&D. But I'll probably make a video on that as well, and we'll throw that up on the other channel. But for right now, we're going to take a break, go have some fun. All right, guys, so back at the house now. Zach and I had a wonderful ride. We found a really cool camp spot. I'll throw in a quick picture here of the area that we're going to camp next to. Hopefully, that's assuming we get there early enough before somebody else does next weekend, but we will see. All right, but now it's what did I say, it's 4:30, something like that. So yeah, we were gone about 4 hours to do that ride, pick the camp spot, then we stopped and had some lunch. But now that we're back, this is kind of the stuff I want to clean up. You see, we got these trees that were down that we cut. At one point they were blocking the driveway. Now they're not, but we cut them and just kind of got them off to the side. I want to get those picked up and move back either to the fire pile or just someplace out of the way. We've got this large pile right here of landscape ties, trees, giant rocks. And the reason I want to try to get this out of here is because, remember, we've got drainage issues with this driveway. You remember the video a few months back, we went through and we made it better, but as you can see, I definitely need a lot more stone in here. But before I get more stone in here, I want to try to control the water better. So if you look at this area right up in front of me, you can see that from the road, the ground pitches up on that side. And it even pitches up a little bit on this side. Now, once we get down this way a little bit, it drops low in here, and then I can make a way for the water to stay low and go into the creek area right up there. And on this side, same thing. Once I get to about where that landscape tie is, I can get a good downhill into the creek basin. And you can see from here from the gate, we've got a good drop off here that goes down, and there's plenty of low spots for the water to collect all the way over until about those trees right there. Then it starts to pitch the wrong direction until we get back down over there where it pitches back down again. But yeah, this area right here is worse because we got this hill behind me. So it allows the water to run right down on top of this. And then because it can't get away that way, this is actually kind of a high spot on the driveway as well. So that wants to run back here, which is where we get a lot of puddling, or it wants to run back this way, and eventually it can roll off, but just need to make it better. Well guys, I'm having a heck of a time trying to keep my camera stationary while I'm doing this. You know, as I'm hitting these roots, it's bouncing around. You know, kind of using the tractor like a bulldozer to clean some of this stuff out. Probably not ideal, but I got to get something to work. So I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to be able to film. All right guys, definitely not a perfect job, but you can see I'm kind of getting that to pitch off to the side. This still needs to be dug out a little bit deeper, but I'm getting rid of all the high spots first, making it level, and then I'll come back in and kind of ditch it. I might even pull out the blade I've got. So I've got a rear blade up at the house, but it's been bent and I don't know that it'll work right on here. Also, I'm still having trouble with the 3-point lift. I didn't show you guys a moment ago, but I took the box blade off of the back, or that Excavating device that I had on there before, just because sometimes when I dropped it, I couldn't get it to come back up, and it would just took sometimes 5-10 minutes to get it to come back up in the air. Well, what I'm doing, I'm not carrying heavy loads. I really didn't need the ballast, and because I'm going sideways on the driveway, not having that piece sticking off 3-4 feet off the back definitely makes it more maneuverable. Anyway, Katie is out here now, so I'm gonna give her the camera for a little bit. She can film little bits and pieces of me pretending I know what I'm doing. Just kidding, I have no idea what I'm doing.
We'll learn together.
Yeah, I'm still learning this whole using a loader right. And one thing with this tractor is it's a much older style tractor, so I can't do two functions at once. Like, I can't raise the loader and dump or tilt the bucket at the same time. I have to do one or the other. And because it's a shuttle shift, when I come to a stop and I'm trying to raise to be able to dump, there's no RPM unless I put it into neutral. So then it's really slow, and it's just getting in that habit of dropping it into neutral, revving the throttle, dumping what I got to do, putting it back in gear. If I leave the throttle up a little bit, then it slams really hard into gear, and I know that's not good for it either. So just trying to find that happy medium of making this thing work a little bit faster and not damage the tractor at the same time.
And away he goes. Smells like earth.
Well, you can see I have moved quite a bit of dirt. It don't really look like it until you look at the pile that I moved over there, and there's quite a few piles over there as well. But it's not quite the effect I was looking for. I gotta admit, this is quite challenging. There's just so many roots and so many rocks. It's really hard to kind of get the pitch I want because I hit stuff, and it just, you know, tractor time with Tim sure makes this look easier. Kind of see here, you know, I've got the little bit of a ditch dug, and I can't go too deep right here because remember, we ran a wire from the shop out here to the gate, and it's not super deep over here, so I got to be careful not to dig down and get that. But I'm just grabbing all kinds of vines and roots and stuff. But if I can get this ditch off to the side and get it to connect to those, but it's gonna be really hard with this clump of trees. You can see the root system in this one right here. It's kind of coming out to the driveway. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get a ditch there unless I come into the driveway or try to go around. But with all these trees, you know what I'm trying to do, just don't know if it can really be done here, but I'm having fun trying. So I'm gonna keep going. Well, I got it working, and it's dark now, so you can't see what I did. Well, although far from perfect, I definitely got a lot of dirt moved. I mean, look at the size of that pile over there, and that's just one of a couple of piles. It's the biggest pile, but as you can see here, we're down into the low spot, and I've got it kind of comes in. I think we need to do a little bit of fine tuning and get it sloped a little bit better, get it cleaned up a little bit better. But remember that wire I was talking about that I didn't want to get into because I knew at some places it wasn't buried very deep? Well, I found it. It's right there. So I'm definitely gonna have to repair that, and that's kind of why I stopped working in that area. Maybe I'll just take a rake and kind of plane things off. Areas like this giant root right here was kind of stopping me from pitching this that way. But all in all, there's definitely a downhill slope into the low area off of the driveway. I just need to do a little bit more cleanup on it. At this point, I haven't even begun to do that side yet. I'm afraid that with how close everything is to the trees, I'm gonna get into the same situation with roots. So I'm not sure exactly how I wanna do that just yet. And here you can see as I pass those trees, I get it to drop in and kind of ditch a little bit through here, but then the root system of this tree sticks out. So we kind of lose our plane before getting it off into that direction. And those roots are pretty strong right there. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do that either. And from that point on, definitely got it low. I just need to smooth it out. It was getting really dark last night, so I couldn't really see what I was doing to finish. So I just stopped where I was. Now, I did have quite a few stumps that were sticking up that I had to dig out. And some of them were a little bit challenging. I don't have one of those stump wrecker or stump bucket type things. So just using my regular blade, it's kind of hard to kind of get down underneath them with it. But I got this larger one here that I failed at. I think if I work at it some more, I can. But again, it was getting dark and getting to where I really couldn't see what I was doing very well. All in all, I cleared a lot of brush out, and I think the tractor did a great job of that. Whether I've solved my drainage issues or not, it's still yet to be seen. And this is one of those areas where there's still a lot here, and I think a smaller, more compact tractor would have been the better tool for the job, just because mine is a little bit hard to maneuver in some of these areas. But all in all, I think we've made a difference. I just need to fine tune it now. Like I said, I'm not sure how well we've really improved the drainage, but I've come to realize also that the way this property lays, I think what is best for me to do is I'm gonna bring in a lot more of the road-based material. Some places call it road bond, some places call it crusher run. I don't know exactly what they call it here, but I think what I wanna do is, because I already have a fairly good solid base, but we still got a lot of mud and a lot of big rock when I try to dig this up like you saw in the last video. So I think I just want to bring in quite a few truckloads and build another 6 or 8 inches of base. One, that'll raise the center of the road. That'll put this low areas even lower. So I think it'll help with runoff. And I think it'll be easier for me to maintain in the future, and it won't have so many of the large rocks in it that I will keep digging up when I go to use like a box blade with the scarifiers down and whatnot. The complication to it is our fence, well, the gate. The gate already drags sometimes if things get built up here. So when Zach and I had installed it, we didn't quite compensate properly. Oops, I hit a button, didn't mean to. Got the controller in my hand. So we're gonna have to raise that gate when we bring up the level of the driveway. But all in all, I think that is gonna be the end goal. But unfortunately, it is now Monday morning. Today is the day that the eclipse is supposed to happen. But besides that, it's Monday. I've got a lot of other work I've got to do. This project may have to wait until next weekend to finish up. I've actually got to build a sign, believe it or not. As you guys, some of you may know, we are a Drag Specialties Parts Unlimited distributor. And in order to keep my account active, I need to put a sign up by the road so that people know how to get to the shop. Even though we don't really market to the public a whole lot, that's just the requirements that they have, and we've got to get that done. So I've got to go build the sign, get it up there, and get pictures submitted. Otherwise, they're going to cancel my account. So those things have to take a priority at the moment. So we're going to end this one here, I guess. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And until the next time I see you, keep those engines running.